Yeah.
Why are you here?
I said I'm here for
Yes, but what is the reason, Karen?
this.
Man, let me tell you something. Now, I've mentioned this in a number of other videos and live streams online, but it's clear as day that the, dramatic cliffhanger ending of the season 6 mid-season finale was nothing more than a daydream concocted in the minds of one of the characters. Karen didn't really go up into the law firm and shoot Fatima. Enough said. But let's get to the point. And hear me out. Part of me wishes that this really happened. I'm not saying I want Fatima dead necessarily, but I would actually like to see how things would play out if, let's say, Karen really went up in the law firm and shot Fatima. Shot her, not killed. And then word broke out. And isn't it ironic that I did a video a couple of days ago about Madam showing up to put Karen in her place, to get her in line? Because this would be perfect. Hear me out. I'm writing the story here, not Tyler. Imagine if, okay, what do we know? We know Madam knows that Fatima's working a legit job to be a lawyer, and disappointed too because she was hoping that her cousin, who's good at the profession like her, would have joined in with the club and whatnot. Who's to say that Madam, with all of her connections and know-how, doesn't have at least one person in the building, not necessarily the law firm, but the building that Fatima works at, who keeps an eye on her? Now imagine if this person finds out that Fatima got shot on the job. Word would just go out instantly. And guess what? Madam, who's she going to call? Andrea Barnes, who just so happens to be Fatima's boss, working at the same law firm, who she met at the beginning of season 5. Andy, in a panic, answers the phone, and Madam wants her to calm down and tell her what happened and who shot her cousin. Of course, Andy will be nervous to say it's Karen, but it's like, Andy, didn't I help you out? Don't you remember when we met? Then I don't play. So tell me who shot my cousin. And, well, let me put it this way. If you watch The Haves and the Have-Nots and you recall, when Warlock and his boys shot at Benny and Mitch, but ended up killing Quincy Jr., Mama Rose was infuriated that her nephew was shot at. Not shot, but shot at. She told Jim she was ready to burn Atlanta to the ground. Just flood the streets in a bloodbath to remind the people who the Malones really are. Now imagine if Madam caught wind of her cousin getting shot, potentially killed by this Karen, the disgruntled potential baby mama of her cousin's fiance. Let me just put it this way. Karen would be chopped up, cut into so many pieces that she would be blown off into the wind. They wouldn't be able to find all of the pieces of Karen and put her back together again. Imagine this: Karen goes up in there, shoots Fatima, thinks she did something, thinks she all gangster, big and bad, but then when she gets back to her place, Blue or Madam or whoever else is waiting in her apartment for her. Yeah, that'll be the end of Karen and that baby. I don't care what you say. But of course, we know that's not the case, since we get a scene where Andy and the girls are over at the apartment talking with Karen in an intervention style. So the shooting didn't happen, but man, it would be one hell of a story and a way to get Madam back into the show if, we actually had Karen shoot Fatima. And yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, was she wearing a bulletproof vest? Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, that's possible. But again, it really didn't happen. It really didn't happen. But how do you like my little what if story of if Fatima really was shot and or killed, how things would turn out for Karen? And it's like, oh, Miss Lisa would get her. Look, Miss Lisa is a badass, but she ain't got nothing on Madam and that crew. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, she probably knows, some veterans, Marines and whatnot, but I put my money on Madam and her crew any day of the week. So let's talk about it in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.